Hey, beautiful people. This is Tyler with Mind and Mind Healing. I wanted to bring to you today something that I said I was going to share with you before in regards to narcissism and addiction. So I'll just explain as far as with the narcissism, it is a personality disorder that shares many common traits with addictions. And there are two types of the narcissism, and then both of which end up leading to tendencies where people can turn and encourage addictive type of behaviors. So this is one of the things that you may not realize if you're dealing or encountering a narcissist, is that these people have these addictive behaviors. They're always, it could be shopping addiction, could be social media addiction, it could be porn addiction. Okay, we can go into a whole lot of other things, but and then also just an addiction, sex addiction, drug addiction. Okay, so that's one of the things that you want to really look at if you're dealing with a narcissist and someone that has that type of, they may not have the narcissistic personality disorder, but if they are a narcissist and they're exhibiting these traits of addiction, just know that this is common with them. This is the type of behaviors you're going to have to deal with, and you're going to have to ask yourself if this is something that you can live with and that you can deal with. So it goes into, so although there's many types of narcissistic personality disorders, they broadly fall into the two groups, which is the vulnerable narcissist and the grandiose narcissist. So people with the vulnerable narcissist, they tend to show avoidant, defensive, or hypersensitive behaviors, and they often experience feelings of rage at a perceived lack of self-esteem or respect. I mean, these are people that will just fly off the handle for nothing. You're like, what just happened? What happened? Where did this come from? And they get hypersensitive. They take everything so personal. Oh my gosh, they take everything so personal. And then you're like, why are they so touchy? And like, I just said this one thing, and like all I said was that maybe that it could have helped this if they would have just done this or tweak that, and they will make it a big thing, like you just ruined their world, that you're so critical. All you do is criticize, and all you do is say I don't do anything right, and then they just go into this whole tangent. You're like, what is this? Just so you know, they're probably dealing with some narcissistic tendencies there, and that's something to look out for. Now, I did say too, right? So the other one is the people with the grandiose narcissist. They tend to have this very high self-esteem and behaviors, and they behave in a dominant way. And it overestimates their own capabilities. So these people will try to act like, oh yeah, then they may have taken a class where they did some type of pilot thing, and they'll be like, oh yeah, I fly planes, or, they got some kind of license, and they probably never flew a plane. Maybe it was one of those drones or something, but they're trying to make it seem as if they flew a 747. You know what I mean? So that's the kind of stuff that you got to deal with these people. They have, their mind is like way more than what the reality is. And if you don't know this, you will believe their lies. Like they'll try to tell you, oh yeah, I've made millions of dollars, or I've done this and that. And they'll try to make you think that they have more money than what they have, that they have all these properties or cars or stuff. Don't fall for all those lies. More than likely, they're just saying that to make themselves look big, and they're probably talking about somebody else stuff and not theirs. And that's just how they are. So you just definitely have to just watch out for that. And then one of the things how it links with addiction is both the grandiose narcissism and the vulnerable narcissism. They have a strong link to substance abuse. And I really want to hone in on that one, because one of the things that's really scary with them is that you'll find that they're alcoholics. They delve into all different types of drugs. All types of recreational drugs, hard drugs. I mean, anything you can think of. There's steroids. I mean, they do it all. Heroin or whatever. I mean, they're just into all types of drugs, and they'll make you look like you're crazy. They know they're on drugs and acting a fool, and they will make it seem like, well, I'm not on drugs, and I'm not a drug addict. I just do that like every 3 times a day. And you know what I mean? Like, I'm not a drug, and they will really give you a run for your money if you're in a relationship with them. And then they have this fluctuating self-esteem, and this low self-esteem can lead to the use of the drugs, the alcohol, and other addictive behaviors as a method of validation because they don't feel good about themselves. So this is what they turn to get validation. You know, if you're not constantly boosting them or constantly putting them up on this pedestal and kissing their, behind, then this is the kind of stuff that they're going to end up turning to anyway, regardless. Just know that you're never going to be able to boost them enough. You're never going to be able to encourage them enough to tell them they're good at this and that. It's never going to be enough. If they don't get it from you, they'll cheat on you and try to get it from somebody else, or they'll turn into addictive behaviors. And then some of the forms of them are just, the social media use, like over excessive social media usage. You'll see them, they're on Instagram, TikTok, all types of stuff at all hours of the day and night, constantly. Even when they're at work, they're on it, and just to browse around. Some of them do this weird stuff. Remember when I said with the porn addiction? So some of them will do stuff like they'll be on sites like OnlyFans and doing all that and getting on all types of sketchy type of things, and then you're dating them wondering, why are they on these social media? Why do they have some girl with her legs propped open, or with some dude that barely has any clothes on, and that's all they have that they're following on their pages? Yeah, you may want to look at who they follow on social media, because if they're on it a lot like that, yeah, you may want to watch out. And then their smartphone use, constantly on their smartphone. They're not doing business or anything like that. They're just on their smartphone constantly doing shopping, watching videos all the time, saying, oh, look at this video. It's always something. It's like constantly. And then they have the compulsive shopping. So they don't know how to stop shopping. They will run up your credit card. Oh my gosh, if you have a joint account with them, I feel sorry for you. You better watch out, because they will drain your account shopping, doing all types of stuff. And then they'll say, well, it is what it is. It's not my fault, and they will seriously run up a debt and then say it's not their fault, and then blame you and say, well, you're the one that gave me the card. So just so how they turn it around on you. And then they're gamblers. Oh my gosh, they can gamble some money away, whether it be by betting, going to casinos, doing all of that type of stuff. They just love to gamble, spend money because it makes them feel good. They can go and flash their money to the lady that's doing the cards, or at the slot machine, they can buy drinks and say, hey, give them some tips and stuff, and try to make themselves look bigger than what they are. It's like always a show with them. And then the compulsive working, that's something that you may not even think about. Like, oh, that person works so hard and this and that. That could be a sign too that they are a narcissist, and that they're dealing with some issues. Because if you're constantly working all the time, where's the balance? Where's your personal life? Where's your family? Where are your friends? Where are the people that you care about? Like, if all you can talk about is your work, that's another thing. If you notice, if you're with a person and all they can do is talk about their job, like they can't talk about anything else. They talk about, oh yeah, we've made millions of dollars for the company, and I run this shop, and it has it does 20 million a year and all this. And then everything is always about the company, how much money they make, and they're working all the time. Just know that they're not going to have time for you. You're not going to ever be first in their life. They're always going to chase money, chase other people, chase validation, whether it be through drugs addiction, and they're going to get it from somewhere else. They're not going to get it from you. So that's just something that I want you to be mindful of and think about when you're dealing with these people. So just be mindful of that. And then also with these people with the narcissism, just wanted to bring this up, in the substance abuse and use disorder as well. You'll see this, the inability to see the consequences of their actions. So that invulnerability is not there. They have a lack of empathy. They feel superior to everyone. Remember, I mentioned that. And then problems with fluctuating or the low self-esteem. And then defensive behaviors to defect scrutiny. So they don't like to be criticized. Going back again, they don't want, they feel so low about themselves. So they have to rage out if you don't say something that's boosting them or complimenting them. These people just, they just thrive off of this. But guess what? Nobody has the bandwidth to compliment somebody all day and night and boosting something. Nobody. Sometimes you're down and you need somebody to boost you. So you don't have time to always have to boost someone else because they have a problem. So anyway, I hope this helps. And in the meantime, just go ahead. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. because we have to get this word out. There are people out there that are in these relationships and they don't know. And it may be hard for you to share this information with them, but maybe you can just send them this video and say, hey, you should watch that. Maybe you might, pick up a few things, learn some stuff about your relationship. Hey, sometimes we got to use what tools we have to help our friends and loved ones and even ourselves, because we are falling into these traps as well, and we need to be informed. So in the meantime, like I said, like, share, subscribe. I will be minding my healing, and then stay tuned for more videos just like this. And just remember, comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know what other video ideas you want me to share with you guys, and I'll definitely put it out there for you. All right, I'll see you in the meantime. Talk to you soon.